within you. And that inner voice tells you what to do and how to do something on a daily basis. Now, this quote is from a divine healer by the name of Pallavi Sonia Chakwet. And she simply says, follow your inner voice, the quiet, guiding light, the expression of your higher self. She says that your interior counsel is different from the directives of your ego. It directs and it changes the atmosphere on how you feel about yourself and the things that God has inspired you to do in the season of your life that you're in. And so without further ado, since we're going to be talking about the subject of inner peace, I want to introduce to you tonight. I'm so excited that she has the opportunity to be on the show. And her name, Tina C. Hine. She is the president and life transformation specialist. And she's going to come on the show tonight to talk to us about inner peace. And without further ado, I just want Tina to come on with her quiet spirit, her strong person, say hello, and tell us all about Tina C. Hine. Hey, Tina, how are you?
Hi, Roxanne. I'm doing fabulous, and I'm glad to be on your show this evening.
Great. Tina, why don't you tell my ladies where you're from?
So I do have some things going on. I reside in Franklin Park, Jersey. I've been living here the majority of my life, and I just love helping women getting back to being healthy.
Amen. And that's the journey that we're on in 2012. We're getting healthy in our minds, getting healthy spirits. We're getting healthy in our finances. We're getting healthy in our relationships. We're just going to be the total woman by the time 2012
Yes.
is over. Once we get all of that out of the way, then we'll have another agenda that we have to tackle, other demons that we have to destroy. But right now, talk about inner peace, talk about inner peace, talk about inner peace, talk about inner peace. So Tina, tell us what it is that you do specifically for the women that you are connected to in your network, connected to in your network, connected to in your network, connected to in your network.
Well, some of the things I do with the women that I work with is just encourage them to think about positive aspects in their life. And one of the major things is when you walk into your home, is that your place of peace? And if that is not your place of peace, you need to transition it into being your place of peace. There's nothing like walking into your home and dreading when you open. So I encourage them to walk around their house and identify changes that they can make so when they walk in, it can be a happy, harmonious place. In addition, I also encourage them to find a space that's their own, that no one else can go into. They can decorate it with candles, have their Bible there or some books they want to read, and just meditate. And that's their place they go when either they come home from the office or before they start their day. That's going to create peace as they walk out the door, and when they return after a long, hard day, they can go to that space and just take a deep breath and breathe.
I love it. And you just inspired me. You just inspired me. Each and every day I go home, I say to myself, I'm so glad that I'm at a place of peace, that when I walk into my home, that's a place of peace. It hasn't always been that way because
Yes.
me, Roxanne, the restoration coach, I used to allow a lot of things to hinder me from having inner peace in my own home. So I'm glad I'm at that place that you're talking about right now. So thank you for that, Tina. Now, if you were coaching or just having a
You're welcome.
conversation, you're welcome. Thank you. If you were having a conversation with a woman who you could tell she had no peace at all, what would your advice be to her?
First, we would have to start with identifying what it is that's causing her not to have peace. If it is a relationship, if it's family, we need to identify what it is that needs to be transitioned in that situation. Whether we're going to try to remove it, if it's something that's possible to remove it, or fix it. And the most important part about trying to fix it is understanding what it is that she's seeking and also how the other person is interpreting it. Because oftentimes we can say a whole bunch of things, but the person who's receiving the information is interpreting it totally different. So you have to be clear on what it is that you're seeking to change, how you would like to implement to change it. It's like saying, I want a new car, but not being specific about the type of car that you want. So if you're saying, I need to change, things are not happy in my life, I want to work towards them, but I need your help because this is how you're making me feel. Being able to clearly express what's going on.
And that's key. Because, again, a lot of women and men, we don't leave our men out, they say, oh, I want this, but they don't realize it or communicate it in the proper way to make others who are in their lives understand what kind of peace they're talking about. Because somebody's peace is different from somebody else's, right?
That is very, very true. Everybody's version of peace is totally different. It's just like everybody's version of, I like, when you go to a movie and one person says, oh, that movie was fabulous, and then you have 10 other people say, oh, that movie was horrible. So there's different interpretations of it.
Yes, absolutely. Now, Tina, I know that, I'm going to just put my glasses on so I can see. You talk about on your website that you have started a movement for women seeking support as they journey towards not only inner peace, but wholeness and balance in their lives. I understand from our conversation that you are going to be going on tour with your workshops, Inner Peace. Why don't you share with us what that's all about?
Well, I am going to be taking I have 3 workshops that I'm doing, but the first one is sort of a beginning for the women. And the workshop is entitled, You Can't Move On Until You Bury Some Things. And that workshop is about learning how to let go, and so you can move on and create positive aspects of your life. The workshop is going to start next month. The first workshop is going to be in New York on January 23rd, and the next one will be in Jacksonville, Florida on August 25th, and then the next one will be in Monrovia, California on September 15th, and then sometime in November we'll be going to Atlanta, Georgia. So I have 4 workshops that I am bringing out to my sister friends so they can start working on letting go of the challenges that are weighing on their shoulders and start working on their journey towards inner peace. And what I often say to them is, you're my sister, you're my friend, and we're on a journey, and we're taking this journey together. We may split and divide and go on different roads, but should you fall, your sister friend is next to you to pick you up and take you along the way.
You know what? I just love what you just said, because I talk to a lot of women, and I just can't simply understand when they say they don't have anybody to talk to, they don't have anybody to confide in. What do you think it is in that puts up that barrier or that wall to have all those things that God said we're supposed to have? Somebody, a sister, a friend that we can confide in, someone that we can talk to when we have issues that we need to discuss.
I think it's probably from past experiences. They've experienced another woman who has probably didn't treat them well, and therefore they perceive that in all women. And they may think when someone is actually trying to help them, it's not coming from a genuine place because they don't know how to let their guard down. Sometimes I have a habit of often, if I see something that looks nice on another woman, I say, oh, your dress is fabulous. And I may get the look of, why are you looking at my dress? And, we have to learn how to accept those compliments. We are beautiful women inside and out, and learning how to accept the compliments and at the same time give it back, that is a fabulous thing. But somewhere along the lines, there has been a disconnect, and we're not doing that as much as we used to before because something has happened. Someone else has done something to them, and they're holding it on their shoulders and carrying it with them. It's that baggage.
And, Erica Badu had a song out, and I hope I get it right, so don't laugh if I get it messed up, where she said, bag lady, you're going to kill yourself for something, carrying all them bags.
Just bags, yep.
I got rid of all them bags. And in that one bag has everything that I need. And if I don't have what I need, God's going to supply it. Amen?
Amen.
But I'm just so excited on the journey that you're on. So I would like for you to share with us how your journey to what you're doing now started.
Actually, my journey started about 2 years ago. I was carrying some weight around, taking care of my mom as an only child, and she had taken ill, and I had to leave my home for a month and a half to go take care of her. And even though her siblings were around, I'm an only child, and I was responsible for taking care of her. And when I returned home, I'm usually the person that bounces back from everything. And this was one of those occasions when I didn't bounce right back. So my boss recognized that, and she told me to go away and get myself together. And that's what I did. I went away and did some soul searching. And when I returned, I did a couple of things. I lost about 30 pounds. I started reading these books and the book that I read that really got me there was The Power of Mentorship, Finding Your Passion.
Oh, okay.
It's a good book. I highlighted it so bad there's no more white pages inside of it. So when I read that book and I recognized I had a passion but didn't know how to bring it to fruition, I was having a meeting with some of my sister friends at my house, and we just started talking about it. And I said, the topic today is finding your passion. And they were like, okay. But nobody knew what their passion was. And so I went around the room and started pointing out what their passion was. And they were like, you're right. That's my passion. So when I told them I was unsure of my own passion, one of my friends said, Tina, you're good at helping women. You're all helping us, giving us advice, and you do it selfishly. And so I wrote something in my journal, and I allowed them to read it, and it said to be a motivational speaker, a coach, or something of that sort. And because I had gone through my own journey and gone through my own transformation, I was just inspired to continue doing a work that I had been started in 2008. And so now here I am leading for my sister friends and guiding women towards a transformation in their life.
And where you're at in this journey that you're on, it was all about helping women to be empowered, to educate them on what they need to do to, ignite or reignite the passion or the vision that they had in some way they lost their way. What do you see yourself doing, say, 6 months, a year from now, to continue on this journey and bring a whole lot more sister friends on an international level into the realm of understanding what inner peace is all about?
Well, a couple of things that I'm starting to do. Actually, in August of this year, I'm taking 8 women to Jamaica for a Sister Friends retreat, where we're going to work on ourselves. We're going to work on ourselves to get healthy and focus on us. It's about focusing and remembering us and leaving the baggage that we're leaving the negative baggage at home. And that's a retreat that I'm probably going to start doing twice a year. One will be in the U.S. and the other one will be somewhere out of the country. And then at the same time, I do have a vision of creating a house or some sort called the Sister Friend House. And the Sister Friend House is going to be for battered women.
Wow. Okay. Like minds, like passions.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
So I'm pushing it forward to do a lot of things.
okay, great. And that's what women need to hear, that you're pushing forward to do a lot of things. So many of us get stuck, stay in bondage because we feel as though that if we don't have the stamina or because there's things going on in our lives that we can't press forward and persevere. But that's exactly what God wants us to do, what both you and I are doing. And I know through conversations
Yes.
I have with women, they'll say, she's just not ready, can't do it. But what I know that you need to tell the women that you're connected to is that, you know what? Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Don't look at your circumstances. Don't look about what you think you can't do. Look at what God is telling you. So what I want to do is I want to read something to you, to my audience. It's a song that the Lord dropped into my spirit. It's not finished yet, but it has to do with this inner peace that we're talking about. And it's just simply called Heart to Heart. And I'm just going to give you a little piece of it. And it says, I have a song, heart, that only I and God can hear. The song that I sing lets me know that he is always near. I have nothing to fear. When I'm feeling down, my internal song lets me know that my journey has to continue because I know where I'm going. All of us, sisters, song, heart to heart. And we don't need to waste one more day missing the mark. Just simply write your song and find inner. So with that being said, Ms. Tina, tell us a little bit more about the retreat that you're going to be doing in August. Tell us what that retreat's going to look like from beginning to end. Because women out there need to know so that they can get on board for next year. And I'm going to be one of them.
Definitely. Look forward to having you there. So the retreat is going to be from a Wednesday to a Sunday. And upon arrival, the ladies were staying in this beautiful 5-bedroom house on a 220-acre coconut plantation. So the space is going to be all ours with no interruptions. We are going to be catered and pampered with. All we have to do is wake up. We have people taking care of us. We have to do nothing but wake up. So I'm going to start the first day. We're going to have like a reception in the house, and then we're going to have different topics of discussion. One of the things that we're going to do on our first day there is there's a fire pit, and we're going to write letters letting go of that negativity, apologizing for holding on to it. And also I encourage the ladies to get angry. Write in the letter what's bothering them and why, be clear and just let it all out. And normally when I do this workshop, I have them release balloons into the universe. But for this retreat, we're going to burn it. And then the
Oh,
next day
okay.
we will start off anew. Yeah, we're going to let it go. We're going to burn it in the trash. It serves us no purpose. And then the next day we're going to start off anew. Because the property is so large, we're going to work our way around each property, and we're going to, each area of the property, going to have topics of conversation, um, different topics of conversation each day. And one of the things I like to encourage the women to do is to write in their journals. So they're going to have a question of the day, and they're going to write in their journals. They're going to have one-on-one opportunities with me, and at the same time, they're going to have time to connect with the other women that are on the retreat. Because the one thing that no one knows anyone. So it's all fresh and new, and they're going to get to know one another and learn that some of the challenges that they face, their sister next to them is facing it also. And each day we'll focus on a different area of our life, whether it is, challenges with our relationships with our parents or our spouses. And then next to the last day there, we will go out and climb Dunn's River Falls in Jamaica. And we will also treat ourselves to a little spa treatment. And then on Sunday, we come back home. I told him, I said, it's going to be intense, but I don't want you to think you're not going to have any fun. So we're going to do that little piece of fun just to get them off the property so they won't have cabin fever. But in the end, it's all about returning home.
Yeah, absolutely. Returning home, refreshed, renewed, revived, with a fresh
Yes.
revelation. God is taking that. That's what it's all about. Because again, a lot of times we as women will get on the bandwagon and we'll go to every conference we can think about. Spiritual conferences, business conferences, and sometimes we miss the mark, like I said in the song, because we're just going just to be going. But we really need to seek God and ask him what it is that we need so that when we're spending our little money and, coming away from our families,
Mm-hmm.
that when we come back, we're coming back with something substantial that can, again, give us that inner peace, clarity on what God is telling us to clearly do, and not have any hidden agendas or try to do what another sister is doing and only do what we are called to do. And like we said on
Correct.
our phone call the other night, we said that, you know what, I'm different from other life coaches or whatever because I just simply want to start a conversation and have an intimate conversation with women so they can get to know me, so they can be real. And I love that because that's how I am. I don't agendas. I'm just here to help you. I'm just here to and I want to see women get free, not only free, but delivered.
Yes.
In a
That is
minute
so
or
true.
two, we're going to take a break so we can, get a little breather, get a, cup of glass of water or something. But Tina, I want you to tell the ladies that are listening where they can find you, where they can find you.
Well, you can find me in two places. The first place is my website, www.tinachines.com. That's TINACHINES.com. And then for my sister friends website is www.formysisterfriends.org. And that's FORMYSISTERFRIENDS.org. So you got tinachines.com and formysisterfriends.org. And you can also find both of those on Facebook. And I'm under Tina C. Hines Life Transformation Specialist on Facebook.
Okay, great. That's what we need to know, and we'll let you come back and make sure the listeners hear that again because they might not have had a pen or something. We want to make sure that they get your information because I know that what God is doing in your life and the lives of the women you're connected to, that he's going to be doing something great. I just feel it in my spirit, and I'm just excited to be a part of that journey. So we're going to be back in a minute. We're going to bring Miss Tina Hines back. We're going to ask her some more questions about the journey that she's on. I have some other information that I would like to share. So Tina, just sit back, relax, and we'll be back in a moment. But before we go, I just want to give a shout out, first and foremost, to my mother, being that Mother's Sunday. I have the privilege of being the daughter of a mother that is just so awesome. And as a matter of fact, she is the one that pushed me to my destiny. She had me involved in every type of young girls organization, from beauty pageants to whatever. I'm sitting here tonight thanking her, being my mom, my spiritual mother who has imparted wisdom to me that don't let any grass grow under your feet. Be a woman of strength, because a woman of strength is more powerful and sexy than any Kim Kardashian or anybody else out there claiming to be so much. And so I can say I'm Roxanne Brown Robinson, and if it wasn't for Jean C. Brown, First Lady of the Grace Baptist Church in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, I would not be walking in my purpose. And I thank her for continually inspiring me to keep on going and not stop. She is my inspiration. So we'll see you in a minute. And I also like to thank all of my sponsors who support my show, who call me on a daily basis to encourage me to never give up the race that I'm in. And when I grow weary, rather than draw back, I continue to move forward. In the month of June on the show, I will be having some women coming on that will continue to talk about inner healing. And then I'm going to have a teleseminar that women can get on the internet and we can connect. It's going to be for 6 weeks. It's going to be intense. I could consider it to be a boot camp, but when they're done with those 6 weeks, they will be healed, delivered, and set free. I'm going to make sure of that. Okay? So we'll see you in a few minutes. And remember, this is the Sisters in Charge show. You are a woman in charge of your destiny. And we'll be right back. See you in a few minutes. I have Tina C. Hines, Life Transformation Specialist. Welcome back, Tina. I hope you had an opportunity to refresh yourself and get your thoughts together for the next segment of the show. Tina was telling us that she's going to be doing some workshops, and she's taking her workshop on tour. And we want Tina to share with us again when those workshops will begin.
Florida, and Monrovia, California.
Okay, great. Can you repeat that one more time so that our audience make sure they get the dates and the times right?
Okay, ladies, grab your pens because you don't want to miss this. It's going to be New York on June 23rd, Jacksonville, Florida on August 25th, and Monrovia, California on September 5th. And in November, hold your horses, Atlanta, Georgia, because I'm coming there. Give me some time to find a date for you.
Well, I'm glad we got that straight because one of the ladies said, I don't want to wait till January. So I wanted to make sure that that information was right. So we know that it's going to be
Most
June. It's right
definitely.
around the corner for our ladies that live
Yes,
in the
it
New
is.
York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area.
Yes, it's
Now,
right around the corner, and we're going to be waiting for him.
great. Now, what's the location where you're going to be?
In New York, it's going to be at the Pearl Studios. In Jacksonville,
Okay.
Florida, we're still working on the location there. And in Monrovia, California, it's going to be the Monrovia Community Center.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Tina.
You're welcome.
Now, during our break, I wanted to make sure we touched upon a quote that you quote every time you speak to your women. And I'm not going to say it because it's your quote. So I want you to share it with our listeners tonight on what that quote is and just expound on why you chose that particular quote.
Well, let me tell you the quote first, ladies. The quote is, you feel good internally, it is exuded externally, no makeup required. And the reason why I created that quote is because, you know, people can tell you that you glow, and you may walk out the house and say, whoo, I ain't put on any makeup, I look horrible, but I just need to run to the store. And someone's going to walk past you and say, wow, you look beautiful today. And you're going to be taken aback because you're thinking, I look horrible, but you actually look beautiful because you feel good on the inside. And how you feel inside, it just exudes through every part of your being. And, you know, I want people to tell them they feel good, they look good, whether it's a hat day, whether it's a no makeup day, my hair, I didn't make it to the beauty salon. If it's inside, it's going to show on the outside. There's no doubt about it.
My. That is powerful. And you just crucified my because I was thinking about something that happened to me that talks about this particular quote. My very first women's conference that I spoke at in New Jersey, as a matter of fact, 2 years ago, I left my makeup bag home. And when I realized that I left the makeup bag, I started tripping. I started acting like I wasn't a woman of God. And I said, I cannot do this workshop without my makeup. And I got on Facebook. I'm telling the truth so I can shame the devil. I called my best friend, all of my friends that I know in church, and said, if you can go to my house and go get my bag and bring it to me in Jersey, I will be forever grateful. And no one responded. And I began to
Mm.
panic. And then God minded me, look in the mirror. You are my daughter. I made you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And that little bit of lipstick and eyeshadow that you want to put on doesn't define who you are. And even the moral of the story is that my makeup bag did find its way to the hotel. I was prepared to go out there and minister to those women that were in the audience, whether I had that makeup bag or not. So you see, God connects women with like minds, like spirits, to connect those dots, to let women know it doesn't matter if you have that makeup on or not. It's the inner beauty that should be exuded and should be flowing in you rather than the outer beauty. Because that outer beauty can be fleeting. You know, we gain weight, we
Yep.
lose weight, we get diseases and things that might change the way that we look outside. But that inner stuff, oh my God, that is only designed by God. So you keep on using that quote. That's going to be an international quote. I'm declaring it on tonight. That everywhere we go, women are going to understand what that quote is all about. And I know that you
Yes.
have it on your website. And every time you go somewhere, speak that thing into the atmosphere because that's a powerful statement.
Yes, it
You're a blessing,
definitely
Tina.
is. And
Really.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
I know it
Now,
definitely is a
Tina,
powerful statement. No, I was
what we
saying it
really
definitely is a
want to
powerful
know,
statement.
okay, yes, it is. Yes, yes. What I would like to know to share with my listeners is what are the type of services that you provide to the women that you come in contact with?
Well, the one thing that I do as far as helping women, I don't like to coaching because I want them to go through a transformation. And that transformation has to come from the inside, and they have to be ready to make that transition in their life. And how I do that is through my sessions that are done either via face-to-face, or I do them via Skype, or I do them on the telephone. For the women who are locally in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, I do like to connect with them face-to-face so I can get a feel for body language. I like to read the body, and they may be saying one thing, but their body may be telling them something different. So therefore, if I can question them and say, well, this is what you said, but this is what your body is telling me. So I conduct my sessions through those three manners. In addition to, I do monthly phone calls. I actually have a sister friend chat, as I call them, at 8 o'clock tonight. And I have these monthly phone calls where we discuss a variety of issues. And tonight we're talking about you know, stop harboring stuff and change. We're talking about change tonight and how change can happen, and change is not a bad thing. And the topic is we fear change because it threatens the order or disorder in our lives.
Okay, that is great. Now, we only have about 10 minutes left in the show, a little less minutes. And so let's just pretend, Miss Tina, that I'm one of those women that you come in contact with, and you're going to transform her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, my name is Roxanne, but I have no confidence. I have very low self-esteem, and I'm afraid of everything and everybody that I come in contact with. And through my body language and through what I just said to you, how would you encourage me to find that inner peace that I so desperately need?
Well, the first thing, besides hugging you, besides giving you a big sister friend hug and letting you know that it's okay to feel the way you feel, and we're going to get you back to that place that you want to be, but most importantly, taking you a step further so you don't fall back that direction. I like to tell people to start by going, if they don't journal, to start journaling. Journaling is important because it gets out things that you may not have really thought about. And if you're a person who does journal, I say go back to your journals because you've written something in there that is telling a piece of you and where something may have went awry. So I encourage you to go back that direction. At the same time, I say to you, go dig deep in within and say that's missing in my life and what is it that I want to have, and saying and asking yourself these questions. And as we start to outline some of the challenges that you're facing in these areas, I can help you identify how we can work towards improving them. Whether it be low self-esteem and not liking yourself, creating tools for you to start liking yourself, like putting on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt but throwing on some pearls. It's simple.
Okay.
But at the same time, if you stand in the mirror and say to yourself, I look today, I feel good today, I look good every day. You say, I feel good today, I look good every day. And if you continue to say that over a course of 3 or 4 weeks, 21 days, you've put that into your mind and you look good. And that's a part of building your self-esteem.
Okay. I can buy into that because, again, many women need it. And, everything that I do don't do anything unless I consult with God, and I have to be about my Father's business before I do anything else. God is the order of things, family, and everything else. And so I know when I'm connecting with women, I find that the very thing that they struggle with is being able to express what they're going through.
Mhm.
And so they continually walk around not having any inner peace. And this is a big world that we live in. But if women would just begin to understand that everything that we go through, God is in control. But we do
This is
need to
true.
connect spirit with our sister friend and be willing to
Mhm.
take the chance to trust the person that God connects us with. Because if we have discernment,
Yes.
God will really show us who we're supposed to be connected. And I can share just the other day, there was someone that thought they were supposed to be connected to me, but God in his
Mhm.
infinite wisdom, he showed me something about her and I drew back, but at the same time, I loved on her and I told her the truth in love about what I saw. And that
Mhm.
empowered her to say, okay, I need to get rid of all this negative energy that I've been carrying around for so long and just be myself and not try to be people pleasers, not try to go over and beyond what I'm supposed to do to be connected to someone. And I know that she was grateful. So Tina, along with the sessions that you do with women, what else or what other services do you offer to the women that you network with or you are in contact with?
Well, I bring, we're actually doing a couple of activities in July. We're actually going to do Zumba in the park. And
That's
I am
right.
partnering with, yeah, I'm partnering with a friend of mine who just got her Zumba certification. And we're going to try to have 100 women in the park just, doing Zumba and, you know, sharing camaraderie with one another and enjoying the morning. We're going to do that in Watchung, New Jersey, um, for about 2 hours. We're just going to be there. So I'm doing that. In addition to, I always like to provide venues where we can come together, whether it's just going out to dinner with about 10 of us or going to a play in New York City. I create different activities, and one new thing that I'm getting ready to embark on is it's called fitness camp versus boot camp, and I'm putting a group of women together so we can on getting healthy, because healthy is a whole bunch. It's a whole gamut of things. So I'm putting rather together a camp, a fit camp to bring women together.
All right. You are definitely a sister in charge. You know exactly what you want to do. You're going forward there. But I do have, it's not a trick question. I just want to know, what does Tina do when Tina finds that her inner peace is being disrupted?
Tina does a couple of things. If it's in the budget, Tina hops on a plane and goes to the Caribbean. Yeah, that's where my place of peace began, and so that's where I often turn to. At the same time, I do meditate a lot, and there are a few spiritual songs that really get close to me. And
Okay.
one of those songs is by James Fortune. It's called "The Curse Is Broken." And
Okay.
that song is so deep because it tells you of the challenges that you have faced in your life. They no longer exist because they have been removed. God has removed them from you. The curse is broken. So now you can move on and you can flourish and you can live your life. You know, those things, that's not what you are. They don't define you. Those are not who you are. The person that's inside, that's being covered up, when she starts, revealing herself, that's the woman that you are. So I love, love, love that song because I always believe the curse is broken. We're not holding on to it
Yeah,
anymore.
That's right. And once that curse is broken, it's not coming back. It is gone,
No, no,
never to return.
not at
So
all.
Tina, again, where we can find you, whether it's on Facebook, your website. Let's just blow this phone up, this line up, so that women can know where to find you. And tell us again about
Okay,
your
here we go. Okay, here we go. First, I am on Facebook, Tina C. Hines, Life Transformation Specialist, and also For My Sisters. We have two different Facebook fan pages. And then my website is www.tinachines, TINACHINES.com, and www.formysisterfriends.org. And the workshops, again, that are coming up is New York on June 23rd, Jacksonville, Florida on August 25th, and Monrovia, California on September 15th. And I encourage you to subscribe to our website because you will receive updates of the activities that are going on for my sister friends and any place that Tina C. Hines is going to be speaking. And also, we're going to be coming out with a newsletter on June 4th, so please subscribe so you can receive our newsletter. And there's just a lot of things going on, and I'm on a journey, and I want to take all my sister friends with me because I got you by the hand, and I'm not leaving you back.
I love it. Thank you, Tina. It was such a privilege and an honor to have you on the Sisters in Charge show on Agape Radio. And I know that we're going to have you come back sometime in the year once you come back from Jamaica and all the other things you're doing, and just catch up with us and tell us how things are going. This was such an awesome and powerful interview because I want the women to know that I'm bringing women on the show that don't have any hidden agendas, but come on because they have a passion just to see women get delivered and set free and find that inner peace that we talked about tonight. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Our sponsors, thank you. The radio show thanks you. And we encourage you. We're going to be praying for you that God is going to manifest all of those gifts that are inside of you to be cultivated and just continue on that journey because you are a sister in charge. I hope you have a wonderful
Thank you very, very much. You do the same, Roxanne. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
I'd just like to take this last minute just to once again thank my sponsors, Africa Femme Perman, Miss Jamie Rahota Fox of Aspired Women. She is my buddy. And just to let you know that if you are still interested in taking part in the Inner Healing Boot Camp in June, please inbox me at Roxanne at stepinto, that's the number 2, yourdestiny.com. And you can also reach me at 484-353-9500. Please visit my website, like my website at www.step2yourdestiny.com. And remember, the best is yet to come. You will become a sister in charge. We are here to empower you, to enlighten you, to validate you, and to restore that vision that is deep down inside your spirit that needs to be brought to the forefront, and so that you can walk in your purpose and destiny. Be a sister in charge by living on purpose because you have a purpose to live. My name is Roxanne Robinson of Step Into Your Destiny, and I am the host of Sisters in Charge. See you next week. It's going to get better. God is in control.